Went in there, got me a good old classic Sprite. Took a big old swig of it. I hadn't had anything to drink basically all day. And this is this daggum tropical mix. And I almost spit it all out on my window. That should be outlawed. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is Wednesday, May the 3rd. My name is Daniel and you're watching Triple R Farms. And yes, we are back over here in Autaugaville. And the goal is to finish up laying by the corn in Autaugaville. And then we are gonna pack it up, and we got a long drive all the way to Lounsboro. That is where Dad and Philip are planting soybeans. So we'll get over there and try to catch up with them. First thing we gotta do is we gotta crank up the pivot. We got to get it walking back toward the woods, and we got to go to the other end of the field, and we got to crank that pivot up and get it walking so I can spray behind it. But looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day. A little on the cool side this morning. It's like 48 degrees, but no clouds, full sunshine. We're going to be probably about 78 degrees later on today, so another beautiful day here in Alabama. So if y'all want to tag along for the video, then yeah, let's get it started. So if you didn't watch the last video, here is what we're putting out on our corn lay-by. We're going with Exalt. Quart to the acre of that. We're going with our Roundup Power Max. Going with a quart to acre of that. Of course, we've got our Atrazine 4L. We're going with 48 ounces of that on this trip. Then we're throwing in some Dual 2 Magnum, going with a pint and a half of that to the acre. Callisto 6.3, Wet Sol will be our surfactant, and of course we have our defoamer. Okay, we just got through at the Autaugaville. It is laid by James and Mark. They're already on the road, headed back to the shop. James actually brought the tractor over with the unreferred liquid rig right there. Anyway, he went ahead and got it over here to the field. Even though the parts are supposed to come in today, it's like a 2.5 hour drive on the tractor getting it over here. So anyway, when I get the parts in, I'll just come straight over here, put them on, and we should be good to go on that rig. But anyway, right now we're gonna pack it up and we're gonna head back to the shop. We gotta do a tank clean out because we're going to back spraying soybeans. So anyway, I'll have to rinse out my boom and the tank really good. And we'll also have to get loaded up with the soybean chemicals. So got a lot to do. I got about an hour and a half drive on the Rogator back to the shop, and then we'll regroup. But mark Autaugaville off the list. It's done. Okay, just made it back to the shop. So next thing on the list to do, well, number one, we got to clean out the Rogator, like I said, clean the tank and booms, but also we have to load the chemical trailer. So let's do a little time lapse, get that chemical loaded. So yeah, we got lucky in Autaugaville. We were able to go with the roads, but we are definitely not going to be able to go down the road in Lounsboro because it is super soft, which is a good thing because these soybeans are going to have some really soft dirt to sink their roots into. But as far as going down it with the sprayer, trying to go down the road, not a chance. Not this time. We'll do way too much damage to the crop trying to go down the road. You'll just fall into that paratail groove and it's over. You can't get out of it. If you do get out of it, you'll jump over to the next side. Vice versa, you get out of that rut, then you'll go to the next one. But anyway, that's why we're going at an angle. It is just super soft, which is, like I said, which is a plus. So I'm going to show y'all what happens when you get off the road. And this is where I was manually driving the machine down the field. We're going to have cotton right over here. So anyway, I didn't do the borders of that field. We're not doing anything to the cotton right now. So the last row of beans is at the end of my Rogator boom right there. So didn't have an AB line that fit that situation. So anyway, I had to manually drive it. But this is what happens. What happened right here is the machine just fell over into this paratail groove where it was some deep tillage. This is where one of the shanks ran. It is super soft right underneath that row, and you see what happened. I was driving and the back end of the machine got over like this. Front of the machine was up here. I was trying to get it back over, and I was hugging this row with the front tires, but the back tires just rode right down this row. Golly, probably about 30 yards until I finally corrected it and it got straight. But what it did is it's going to pack those seed down really, really hard right here where this tire ran. It's definitely going to delay them coming up, but they'll come up. But it's just not good to run right over where you planted your beans or whatever crop. So that is what happens. And even trying to do it with the GPS, does the same thing. It just cannot guide. Once it falls into that soft dirt, it'll come over here, and then like I said, it'll jump to this side, and it'll jump to that row and be running over that row. It just zigzags like that the whole way. But anyway, you do not want this, but I was trying to do the best I could, but it's just really hard to, especially when you got really soft dirt like this is up here. Anyway, I'm doing the best I can. So that is why we are going at an angle. We will do less damage than this right here. This is not what you want. So if you haven't seen a video where I explain what I'm putting out on the soybeans behind the planter, this is what I'm putting out. Interior's complete. We're going with 1.5 pints of that. This is molly. We're going 6 ounces of molly. Tombstone, we added that in there because we got a lot of grasshoppers out there. So this will take care of all of them. We're going with 1.6 ounces of tombstone. And there is my defoamer, which always falls on its own. In this shuttle right here, we've got our boron and our zinc mixed in. So we're going with 1/2 gallon, 2 quarts of that per acre. Of course, we're throwing in our Roundup Power Max 3, going with 1 quart to the acre of that baby. We're adding a little bit of water. That's nothing but fresh water in that tank. The other tank here that James just took off is the ATS. We're going with 8 gallons to the acre of ammonium thiosulfate. So 8 gallons of that, and then we'll top it off with water. Well, while we're waiting on James to get back with the ATS, let's walk out here and see what kind of job Philip and Dad were doing planting beans. Dad said he shallowed up the planters a little bit on the beans. He thought they were going a little too deep. There it is. Yeah, they're already sprouted. See that? It's already shooting a sprout. That's why we're trying to get this chemical out today. So that was about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, something like that. We'll cover him up so that little dude can grow. Can you believe it, guys? Look at this. We ran out on the last row. Perfect. I don't think this has ever happened. All right, now it is time to hit the road. Where are you taking it?
To Autaugaville.
Got your full load in.
Yeah, I gotta take 2 tomorrow.
Got the hoppers off. I guess I'm gonna be swapping Dad's planter to cotton. He'll be on the cotton, what it looks like. Zinc. And there is my boron. All right, we gotta load these 2 totes up right here. We gotta get pumps on them and get them on the trailer. There she is. Right there. All right, she's on there. Now the only question is it gonna work? Brand new valve. I believe in you. I'll do a good job. Hey, look, we're fertilizing. No, we're not. We have had one disaster after another. I'm about as frustrated as I've been in a really long time because this corn needs fertilizing really bad. And I was hoping to run for about 4 hours today and then run all day tomorrow and catch up. I've had everything go wrong you can imagine with this thing. Look at my windshield. I'm not going to go over the list of problems that I had because it would take about 15 minutes of camera time. So we're just going to shut it down. I am trying to get to the end of the row. I'm calling it quits. I got over here at 3 o'clock and it is now 7 o'clock and I've only done 4.6 acres. I'm done. I've had it. I've got fertilizer all over me. I don't have any water over here to wash off. So I'm calling it quits. Daggum row number 8. I don't know what it's doing. I've cleaned the line out. I've cleaned the nozzles out. And it'll just, sometimes it'll squirt good. Sometimes it'll just barely come out. I don't know. I don't know. So we're going to shut it down. We're going to regroup tomorrow. We're going to bring the steam cleaner over here, wash everything off, and I'm going to get Dad over here. I need some help. So let's regroup tomorrow. Shut it. Cut it off. I'm done. That's it. Friday morning, guys, and this is attempt number 2 at getting the fertilizer rig ready. Alright, I had a couple of good finds this morning, so we're off to a good start. Found a bunch of rubber gaskets, so good to go there. Had some hose clamps that broke, so I got a lot of extra. Here's the bonus right here. I was able to find, I thought I had some more orifices. I just didn't know if I had a bigger size. Right there. This is what we call an orifice. It goes in the nozzle cap. And this is how you regulate, you know, basically the flow. It takes the place of like an actual nozzle. That right there, that is an orifice. And I found what I've got in there right now is a 65 and this is a 91, so it's a bigger hole. Allow more volume to go through there, so good find right here. Also, found this bag. It's got a lot of goodies in here. These are all those sight glasses that I broke and were busted from the freeze. Anyway, found all these little caps and these little spring little things. Even got a O-rings kit to go with all of these. All kind of little fittings. So if we have any more problems, I should have it in this bag. Basically what I'm getting at is we're off to a good start. So that's good. So top off the gas, let's get on the road.
You keep saying it's gonna get warmer, gonna get warmer, gonna get warmer. When?
June.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, now we're ready to try it. If this works, we are ready to get out in the field. Almost ready. He had to put the diaphragm back on. Hey, hey! Look at there. I don't know what they're looking at. They hadn't told me to stop yet, though. Finally, we are running. So if you see this little mark right here in the dirt, see how it looks wet? That's where the Y drop on this side was putting nitrogen, and then you see the same thing. So we're putting fertilizer on both sides of the row, and we're putting it right by the row. So of course now we're gonna need a rain to activate all this nitrogen down into the soil to get to the roots. But we got all our nitrogen and our boron and our zinc and any other micronutrients we're going to add. It's all going to be right beside the row, where when this gets rained in, those roots are going to be right there, and they're going to absorb every bit of this fertilizer right here and micronutrients. That is why I love it, because you're putting everything, you're not wasting it all out here in the middle where these corn roots, you know, it's going to be hard for them to finally get a hold of all this nitrogen if you put it all out here like you are broadcasting it dry. We're putting it right beside the row on both sides. So that to me is the best way to do anything with your fertilizer and your micronutrients. You're getting more bang for your buck because you're putting it right beside the corn plant. So that is why I absolutely love that machine, that rig right there, when it's working right.
Looks nice.
All right guys, now we can finally end the video. That is what I was trying to do the other day to finish up the video, is get some shots of that thing running in the corn. Everything's working perfect right now. Philip's doing great. James just brought a second load of fertilizer back to the field. So anyway, I think it's time to end the video. And I don't even think I've told y'all what rates we're putting out on this corn. But on this particular farm right here, every farm's gonna be different. But on this one, we're expecting some high yields. So we're putting down 145 pounds of N. That is what we're putting down on this round of nitrogen. Now we'll come back at tassel, look at tissue samples and stuff. We may add some more later, but that's what we're putting out on this shot. And that's 28005 in the trailer. That's fertilizer analysis that we're using. Put a quart of boron, a quart of zinc. That is all it needed in this particular farm. Other farms may need some other stuff added to it, but that's what we're doing on this shot. So anyway, yeah, we can end the video. Oh yeah, and y'all are very lucky. Got some bonus footage. Brought the drone with me today. I was actually able to get some drone footage of Philip fertilizing the corn. So what do you say we end the video with some cool drone footage? How about that? All right, that sound good? All right, that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching another video of ours. Really appreciate it. Click the thumb if you like the video. Other than that, y'all have another great weekend, and we'll catch y'all next week, and enjoy the drone footage. See ya. We're out.